Phoenix City Council just announced that you can put an ADU or a casita in your backyard, and I'm here to tell you all the details. Make sure you stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Josh Zuniga. I'm a Phoenix real estate specialist here within Phoenix and Scottsdale, Arizona. And Phoenix City Council just announced that big news to where you can actually put an ADU or a casita in your backyard. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the term ADU, it actually means accessory dwelling unit. Here within Arizona, we always use the term guest house, or we always use the term casita, but accessory dwelling unit is something that's used nationally, and that's a term that's not going to be widely used. So I'm going to continue to use that here today. So you may ask, why is that important? Why is that such a big thing here within Phoenix, Arizona? And why did the city council decide to pass it? Well, number one is probably the obvious. There is a housing shortage here, not only within the nation, but also within our city. And the city council wanted to figure out a way that they can actually combat that. And this is one of those ways that they actually voted in and won eight votes to 1. So that was a huge win for here, the city of Phoenix, because there's a lot of people that do not have affordable housing, and this is going to be one of those solutions that Phoenix is trying to combat. And we are going to make a huge push towards actually making this a very widely known topic, so individuals can start putting casitas, start putting ADUs in their backyards, and also making them long-term units. And what do I mean by long-term units? Guys, this is another way that you can actually add value to your property, and you can actually put a tenant in there. One of the major things that they said is that these ADUs or these casitas cannot be short-term rentals. So these can be long-term rentals, or you can actually make it for your mom, or you can actually make it for your grandma, or whoever. But this is gonna actually be a huge opportunity for you to actually make additional cash flow. Guys, this is a real estate channel, and we always want to make sure that you're learning how to invest your money and you're learning how to make additional cash flow. So if you feel like this is an opportunity for you, then this is something you definitely want to tune in. Whether you have rental properties already or whether you have enough space on your current property, this is something that is going to be highly valuable to you, and I want to make sure that you have all the information that you need in order to decide if you want to put an ADU on your property. Of course, guys, it's going to be the obvious. You're going to have to go through the city. You're going to have to get the proper permitting. You're going to have to get a general contractor. You're going to have to get a structural engineer involved. You're going to have to get your plans drafted. You're going to have to go the proper routes in order to make sure that this is going to actually work for you, and it's actually going to be a viable option for you and your current residents and your current property. Some of the major restrictions or guidelines that they actually have is that depending on whatever your lot size is, if you're under 10,000 square feet, or if you're over 10,000 square feet, you have to build that ADU within a certain size. As an example, 10,000 square feet and under, the max you can do is 1,000 square foot ADU on your yard or the backyard. And if you're over 10,000 square feet, the max you can do is 3,000 square feet on the property that you actually have. And also inquiring with making sure that you actually have the proper setbacks on the actual property. The big thing is it can't be 75% of your primary residence. So if you had, say, let's call it 1,000 square foot primary residence, the max you could have that would be 750 square feet. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, hey, Josh, I have a property, I have a huge lot, I have something to do, I have plenty of space to put an ADU back there, I want to do this. Is there financing available? The answer for you is yes, there is financing available. We can actually put you in touch with the proper lenders that can actually help you with the financing of putting one of these construction loans to actually get one of these ADUs on your property to make sure it's actually going to make financial sense for you. Once you have a mortgage and you actually have a payment established with that, then you can actually determine, all right, how much can I actually charge to put a tenant in here? Or if you're going to charge grandma, or if you're going to charge a family member or a friend to live there, what is that fee and what is that cost going to be? Is this going to be a good investment? And hell, if it's a good investment, that can probably pay for the mortgage on your primary residence that you're living on in the front. And before I go, guys, and this is my personal opinion, you may agree with me, you may disagree with me, would this be a good investment for you and your family? Well, it's actually going to come down to the numbers, but I'll tell you this, the most important thing that an appraiser is looking for when they're actually going to appraise a home is the actual square footage of the home. It holds the highest value when they're coming to the appraisal. So if you're able to have, say, a 3,000 square foot property and you add 1,000 square foot ADU back to the property, that's 4,000 square feet that's going to be actually under roof. Now your comparables are going to be with ones that actually have 4,000 square feet, and the appraiser is going to have to look at that and have to make considerations for it. So if you're looking to actually add value to your home in a big way, this is something you definitely can consider. Not only is the value going to be under the square footage, but you also can actually turn that ADU into an income property, and this is going to be a great investment for a lot of people as long as the numbers make sense. Guys, know the interest rates are a little bit crazy right now, so make sure that your interest rate's going to be good, your construction costs are low, and this is going to be a smart decision, especially for the area where you're going to be establishing this ADU and actually turning into a rental property. You want to make sure whatever the costs are going to be, you can actually put somebody in there and establish some cash flow. Guys, if this video was helpful to you, I want to make sure you hit that like button. I want you to actually subscribe to this channel. We got tons of other content that we're coming to bringing to you this year, and we're super excited about it. If you want any additional information, please feel free to reach out to me at joshzuniga.com, or you can go to our email at out, info@joshzanuga.com. We'd be happy to talk to you, get on a phone call, or we can get on a Zoom, or we can just establish email through text. Anything we can do to help you and your family, whether you live here in Arizona or you're looking to relocate, we'd be happy to speak to you. Until then, guys, see you next video.